hello, and good morning. It is morning where I am streaming from. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. If you're joining, let me know you can hear me okay. Um, I hope you are doing well on this fine day. An atheist perspective, tithing, and the collapse of the African church. So, as one who used to be a Christian, no longer a Christian, because I found out that Christianity, the claims of Christianity, is in fact false. Well, as somebody who grew up in Nigeria, I'm half Nigerian, grew up my formative years in Nigeria, and was introduced to the religion of Christianity in Nigeria. So, my foundation into Christianity is very much the African version of the religion. And this is why I am very passionate, even though I'm no longer a religious person, but I see the harm, I see the damage that these religions do to people. And that's why I actively speak up against these religion and religious leaders and the dogma, the books, the just everything about religion. So, tithing seems to be bringing a huge problem to the religious leaders in Africa. Tithing. Some say you must tithe. The other one says you must not tithe. Some say, oh, it is our dues. We are the representatives of God. We are now the Levites on the earth. That's what we are now. And so we are entitled to your money. Well, as an atheist, tithing is a scam. And when I say as an atheist, I speak from my perspective, my subjective perspective. Tithing is a scam. There is no such thing as paying money for a God. What God are you talking about? What God is receiving your money? What God is up there receiving your money? No, tell me. What God is receiving your money? You have been fooled into thinking there is a God up there somewhere, and now you have to give him your money. This is what we call broad daylight robbery. This is what we call pulpit banditry. And the sooner people realize this, the better. Any God that needs you to pay for it, that God is conning you. That God is scamming you. Any God that says, bring ye all the wealth into my storehouse, bring me all your income into my storehouse, that God is stealing from you. If God is truly your creator, if God is truly the one who created all of this, because that's what they always say to us, look outside. Who do you think created the trees? Look out there. You can see God. Can you not see God in the trees? Can you not see God in the universe? Can you not see God? Okay, fine. If there is a God somewhere directing things, God needs to start taking care of his own work, his own plans, his own bidding, his own mission. Yes, we're done paying for God. And this is why tithing is a scam. But you know something? These Christian leaders, for years, they have been making themselves wealthy by collecting tithe. And so now, because many people are starting to challenge the doctrines, people like myself, starting to challenge things. Now, you find some of them are starting to, change their ways. They're starting to, you know, they're starting to take things back and say, okay, maybe we were not quite honest when we said this and that. Maybe no, it's now this way, it's now that way. Okay, but guys, get ready. You're about to watch just some of the shenanigans these preachers get up to with this whole tithing doctrine. And this video, I'm actually going to be reviewing someone else's video who he has put on. Thankfully, I'm thankful to people who can put all these videos together and put them on the internet. I'm hopeless at editing. I'm so hopeless at editing. I can yap but not edit. Hopeless. Right. Let's Hey Deep State Annex, how are you? Good to see you and thank you for joining. Thank you. I don't usually stream at this time, but I am here uh talking about African Christianity, what that looks like, the fighting Deep State Annex that is going on within Christianity. Look, Christianity in Africa, it's a ticking time bomb. It's a ticking time bomb now because everyone is religious. You're still at work? Oh, okay, all right, Deep State Annex. Thank you. Right. So this ticking time bomb, and so many people call themselves religious leaders, Christian leaders. After a while, people will start to ask questions. What is it exactly about this religion? What is behind all of this? And this is why we have the internet. Oh, listen, the internet has been one of the things that has exposed religion, and it is continuing to expose religion. It's only going to get worse for religion. And so now I will talk you through some of these people you may not know, but these are the people that run things. They run things in Nigeria, in Africa. They, when I say they run things, they, when it comes to Christianity, the religion of Christianity, they are the big guns, the ones up there, the ones with the loudest mouth. Mm, okay. All right, Deep Stick Annex. I will, don't worry. You just keep on doing your job. You keep on doing, and I will be here with you. Okay. Right. Can you hear me okay? I need to be sure that you hear me okay. I mean, I've got a new microphone. I think this microphone is amazing. There's some other parts. There's another thing there that needs connecting. I don't know how to do it, but I'll have to watch a few videos and sort it out. But so far, so good. This is sounding okay. I think. I think it's sounding right. Is it sounding okay? Okay, let's start.
Good afternoon, good evening. This is Greater Noble Height family. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for subscribing to this YouTube channel. To start with, in my last video, I called on Christian Association of Nigeria leadership to please intervene to foster peace and unity among Christians in Nigeria and beyond. Think that I'm making it up? Watch the best.
Some fellows are teaching tithing is not.
So the person who's doing this video is funny. He starts off by saying, "Welcome, all right? Thank you for subscribing." He says, "I am calling on the Christian Association of Nigeria." This is the people that control uh, Christianity in Nigeria. This is the body that is the all things Christianity. He's calling on those people to sort out the doctrine of tithing. Let me take that back. That's so funny, right? Because Christianity is a mess. It has become a mess. And so he is saying, y'all come and sort this thing out. Come sort this thing out. This is trouble. Come and sort it out.
for subscribing to this YouTube channel. To start with, in my last video, I called on Christian Association of Nigeria leadership to please intervene to foster peace and unity among Christians in Nigeria and beyond. Saying that I'm making it up, watch the best.
Some fellows are teaching tithing is.
He's calling on them to foster peace and unity among Nigerian Christians. Guys, I didn't think I would see the day when Christians are crying out, help, help, to foster peace between us. We on the outside looking in, we're like, really? Yes, okay. You'll see why we're no longer Christians, right? You're seeing it now, right? Okay, that's all right.
Not scriptural. Good. Poverty.
Watch the best.
Some fellows are teaching tithing is not scriptural. Good. Poverty is natural. Poverty is. The owner of heaven said, bring ye all the tithes. Yes. And I'm the owner of heaven, no, not you, not the preacher. That's why we need that anointing. As we heard in that teaching. And you are receiving it today.
I don't teach tithe, but I teach about the tithe.
So this man here, let me go back. Right. So this man here, who you were listening to just now, he is the richest pastor in Nigeria. Well, yeah, the richest one in Nigeria, this one here. According to this guy, God, their God, said, bring ye all the tithe into the storehouse. Bring it into me. This man has made himself a modern day Levite. When God was speaking to those people over there, God was speaking to the Israelites, Israelis over there, and particularly to the Levites, right? You're telling the people, you bring your tithe to the storehouse, right? And hand them over to the Levites, right? Then the Levites would be the ones to decimate the tithe, do whatever it is that they do with it. The last time I checked, Nigeria is not Israeli. It's not Israel. Never mind, some people now, I'm starting to hear people saying that, oh, we are the original Jews. I'm like, excuse me? Yeah, the Igbos are the original Jews. Hello? Since when? Anyway, that aside, the last time I checked, Nigeria is not Israelites. Pastors are not Levites. So what are you talking? Wait, you're reading a book and you're somehow making that book about you? This is what con do. They find a book that can help their cause, that can help them in their scamming game. They make people believe in that book and use it. Put themselves in the book and say, that book right there is talking about me. The Bible. Oh, that's me. I am the one that the Bible is talking about. This is the issue. When people believe in all these foreign books, you believe in all these so-called holy texts, unfortunately, you're giving yourself up to be used by these clowns. So anyway, sorry, I have a tendency of going on and on and on, but I'll try and keep it short.
Teaching, and you are receiving it today.
I don't teach tithe, but I teach about the tithe. And I do not teach that Christians should pay tithe. But I'm not going to stop a Christian from giving tithe. I cannot stop a Christian from giving tithe, because tithe means 10.
Listen to that carefully. Those are the words of a con man. This is conniving. Listen, if you want to collect tithe, go all out and collect the tithe. Just tell the people, yeah, I'm here for your tithe. Listen, this is it. This is what we're doing. But when you're speaking from both sides of your mouth, talking about, I preach about tithe. I don't preach tithe, I don't ask them to bring it, but I don't stop them from bringing it. I don't stop them from bringing it tithe. If they want to bring it, they can bring it. How did they get that doctrine of paying tithe to begin with? How did they, Abel Damina, how did they get the people who are bringing the tithe, who believe in paying of the tithe, how did they believe in that doctrine to begin with? Nobody should be bringing any tithe to nobody. Y'all are not Levites. Y'all are not Israelites. Y'all are nothing. Talking about bringing your tithe. Deep state annexes, it says something about someone's ego when they think 4,000 to 2,000 year old book is talking about them. Exactly, not just ego, the greed, the manipulation, the coercion.
If your generosity is 10%, I cannot say don't give your 10%. That is the level of your generosity or the revelation of your stinginess. Okay?
Wait, what did
that
he
out
say?
of 100%, when you imagine
Wait,
the work
hold
of
on.
God and the goodness.
Hold on, guys. No. You'll need to listen to that. That is one man's speech right there. He's talking about the money that you bring can test two things: either your level of generosity or your stinginess. But all things lead back to how you see this so-called work of God. When human beings pay for God's work, that God is useless, in my opinion. That God is completely useless. Just listen to this man. My goodness.
Is 10%. I cannot say don't give your 10%. That is the level of your generosity or the revelation of your stinginess. Okay?
The level of your generosity or the revelation of stinginess. Listen. Abel Damina. These men really need to stop. They need to be challenged.
That out of 100%, when you imagine the work of God and the goodness of God, the space your heart can create for God is 10%. It's a revelation of your stinginess. Because
the space that your heart. Hey, Mel May, good to see you. Mel May, we are talking about the tithing doctrine. Bring ye your tithe into the storehouse. This money is how preachers have made themselves wealthy. They are selling a product to the believers in the faith. They're telling them that the God up there, the nothingness, because there is no evidence for the existence of that God. It's a non-entity. It's non-existent. They've sold a belief in that entity and told the people, pay me. And in order to gauge how you feel about that entity, it's your money that determines your love for that entity. It's your what you bring. That's what determines how much love, how big your heart is. Hey, these people
under the blood of goats and animals were faithfully giving 10%. Then somebody under the finished work of Christ, which they without us could not be perfect, you too are struggling with them within the mire of 10%. Then it's either you're stingy or you have not yet understood anything. Because to whom much is given, much is expected.
What much is given?
And that's the revelation of the New Testament. The revelation.
So the man is saying that when this tithe was given to those people over there, they still lived under the law of the atonement of sin. But you now are living under the finished work of Jesus. They were made to pay 10%, and you under grace now. You've got way more than what they had. And now you're still living by their dictates. You're still paying their 10%. Guys, the reason why I decided to do this video is something is happening. This man that is speaking, his name is Abel Damina. A lot of Christians in Africa, young people in particular, they're gravitating towards this man. Hey, Phil, good to see you over here. Hey, Phil, I heard that there is the storm. How is that going over there? Hope you're doing okay. It is lies. Melme, it is lies. It's always your fault when you don't see the results. Exactly. It's something you are doing wrong. It's something you are doing wrong. So this man here, Abel Damina, he was, well, corrupt leader, corrupt preacher. But now he's rewriting the narrative. He's saying, I take this back, I take that back, I take that back. No, we should be doing it this way. No more tithes, no more. And the young people are saying, he seems to be the one who's got the right message. Let's go over there. He's putting himself at the forefront as the one with the correct message directly from the God in the heavens. So, this man is challenging the norm. He is challenging the doctrines that people have held. He's honest in saying, yes, I was one of the con men, but I'm now rewriting things. But when you listen to him carefully, he is more dangerous, in my opinion, because he is now teaching a completely different gospel. When he is done, he still asks people to bring their money. All the same thing, the same 10 and 10 pence, same difference. He is still, Abel Damina is still selling a product that does not exist. And he is profiting from that product. It didn't rain, yeah? As heavily as expected. So, okay, that's good. Please keep yourself safe, okay, Phil? Right. So, right, let's people.
Revelation of the New Testament destroys self. It makes you selfless. The revelation of the New Testament brings out of you an expression of extravagant love. The same way you receive from God is the same way you release to the brethren. That's what this revelation does. That's what it does. And a lot of pastors think we're advocating stinginess, but they don't even know that they are the ones advocating stinginess. We are actually the ones advocating extravagant giving. Because how do you box Christians within the confines of 10% with the love of God shed abroad in their hearts by the Holy Ghost? How do you live it? In Acts of the Apostles, people sold lands and houses and brought everything. Why? New Testament. Nobody paid tithe in the book of Acts. In the entire transitioning of the church, as low as they were in Revelation, with all their cross-testamental application, that is one application they never carried over.
Okay, if you're a Christian and you're watching this, that man that you revere as your so-called man of God, who is he answerable to? Who is the one he goes to when he needs guidance? Who is the one that calls him out when he errs? He has made himself, because most of all these men that you're seeing, they all have their own business organization they call church, which they are the leaders of. They are on the top of the chain. They are right there. So they are answerable to no one. So if your pastor is preaching a false doctrine, who calls him out? Who within the church or outside of it? Who is the person that sets them straight? Who does that? If your pastor hasn't got any such person, You might just have a cult leader on your hand. Let me just put that out there. You might just be in a cult with your charismatic leader. He's just telling you all these things this man is preaching. What's the source of his doctrine? Where is he getting this from? Can we cross-reference? Can we go and check ourselves? Okay, what he's saying is true or not true? And if there's no way to do that, I'm sorry, y'all are being conned. You're being conned.
They never carried over tithing. Never. Because the first thing the love of God does to a man is that your heart is taken over. Your heart, except you don't know what it means to be born again, except you don't know who Christ is to you, that is when.
Sorry, I keep stopping. The same people will tell you that you have free will. They tell you have free will, but Abel Damina just said, when the love of God comes, it takes over your heart. Takes over your heart, takes over your desire to give, takes over every. But you have free will, people. You have free will, but they take over you. Just double speak. Both ends of the mouth, yapping, blah, 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 blah. The Paul of this generation. I love that. Mel May, I love that. The Paul of this this is the Paul of Nigeria. This is the Paul of Niger, this Nigerian Paul. Paul said, he said, Jesus stopped him on the road to Damascus. Paul. Which Jesus? Paul said he was on the road to Damascus and Jesus stopped him. Who saw the guy? You see, when you read the text, nobody saw Jesus. They only heard a sound. I tell you, the jokes write themselves. The people that were around Paul when the so-called Jesus stopped him on the road to Damascus, when that event happened, all they heard was a sound, and Mr. Paul, no, somebody's stopping me. And Paul now is I'm blind. Take me to the disciples. Oh, I saw their Jesus. And they hey, look, our Jesus stopped him. And Paul came in and infiltrated the camp. The enemy came in. It's not so clever. All he had to do was just tell a few tales. Your Jesus stopped me on the road to Damascus. They bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. They just yammed his story. They yammed it. Now gave him authority. Yeah, you start preaching. As soon as he got to Damascus, not long after, the guy was on the road talking about preaching, changing and twisting the changing it. These people. Sorry about that. Yeah, but this is the Paul of Nigeria, Paul of the generation. Yes, this is it.
You will be counting. Father, I give you, you give me. If I give you, you don't give me, I will not give again until the day you give me. No, you are not in a relationship. You are in a transaction. You are in a business. You are not in a relationship with God. Because if you're in a relationship with God, it's not about I give you, you give me. It is about you have given me all that I ever needed. There's nothing I can ever do that will be enough. So I keep doing my best in response to what you have already done for me. Are we teaching good here? Yeah. You can choose to give 10%. But do not give it according to Abraham or Moses. You didn't hear that. Do not give it according to Abraham or Moses, whether before the law or after the law or both of them.
We don't know Abraham. We don't know Moses. We don't know these characters in the book. They got nothing to do with us in Africa. They are not our people. Their reality is not our reality. What Moses? Who are these people? This is how they have conned people for so long, telling them that they are descendants of Abraham. They are the seed of Abraham. They are the have you all read the characteristics of the have you guys gone to see the type of people these people were? Abraham wanted to sacrifice his son to the voice in his head. And then somebody will want me to sing, Father Abraham has many sons as Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. Let us praise the Lord. Father Abraham was about to sacrifice his son. Somebody wants me to sing, Father Abraham has many sons, and I am one of them. Look, I disowned Father Abraham. Before Father Abraham would come and take me to the altar, ready to sacrifice. No. Somebody tell Abraham that I said I'm not at home. I've gone out. I'm not here. It's not me they're looking for. Maybe it's Phil they're looking for. I think Phil might be at home. They can go find Phil. Or they can find Mel May. Are you Deep State Annex? Are you going to you want Abraham to come around? Huh? These people.
We are never told to copy or do or live like Abraham. Never. Nowhere in the Bible. In fact, Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, including Abraham, including Moses.
This is, look at this verse here. Wherefore, seeing we are all we are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily be. This passage of this book will have you believe that there are witnesses. You see, the dead people, they're all watching you. They're all the dead people and the spirit people in this supernatural and all these people. They're all they're witnessing you now. They're watching you. Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? We are dead, but we are witnessing. We are watching. We've got our eyes on you. Your vacation has started? Okay. How nice. How long? How many weeks you got? And are you taking a trip, Phil? Are you taking a trip? It says that they have the cloud. These witnesses are in the cloud. Their eyes are in the cloud. I get it. It might be a metaphor, but hello, what cloud? What witnesses? What witnesses? Who's watching you?
They are compassed about. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin that does easily beset us, and let us run the race with patience that is set before us. Look at the next verse. Looking unto Jesus. Looking there in the Greek is look away from Moses. Look away from Abraham. Look away from them. Look unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of faith. So the writer of Hebrews says, look away from Abraham, because if you look at Abraham, you will live in shadows. If you look at Abraham, you will function in shadows. Look away from shadows. Look away from.
The kids break up here after, I think they've got this coming week, and then maybe half of next week, and they're broken up. 6 weeks. We get 6 weeks here. 6 weeks, and maybe some. Yeah. Oh, wow. No trip. 7 to 8 weeks. Oh, wow. What are you planning to do with those weeks? We need to take advantage of those weeks that you got off. Let's get back to doing some for unfortunately can't take you. No worries. I mean, I understand. I understand. I understand perfectly.
Types. Look at the reality. Jesus, because he is the substance of what they hoped for. He is the evidence of what they were waiting to see or what they never saw. Jesus is that reality. Jesus is that reality. Somebody said to me, Dr. Damina, I love all your
money.
teachings except that one on tithe. Except that one on tithe. I say, even that one on tithe is because you have not understood it. Because if you understand it, you will preach it more than me. Yeah, you will preach it more than me. Oh, yeah, I'm telling you. There's nothing like extravagant giving in the church.
So he just said that someone said to him, I agree with you on a lot of things except your teaching on tithe. And he says, the reason why you don't agree is because you don't understand it. If you understood it, you would be teaching it yourself. Guess what? As someone starts speaking like this, that's their sense of entitlement speaking. If your God truly has a message for humanity, he will make it known to all. He will make it known to all of us. We will not need to go and find one special person to teach us some special message telling us this. You've not understood it. You don't agree because you don't understand. Because it's bullshit. If this was truly a message from God, guess what? All of us will know about it. God would make it in such a way that everyone of every tongue, every language, every age, every tribe understood it. But when someone starts telling you, oh, I've got a special message, and you need to come to my class, you need to come to my church, you need to read my books, you need to just abandon sheep. Abandon sheep. Hey, Fekino. Fekino, how are you? Good to see you.
You allow believers to give generously. As long as you're controlling believers with a cane, with tithe card, tithe book, tithe record, and you use it to be monitoring them like a monitoring spirit, they will trick you and play you. Because it's why your man die, why your man bury him. Somebody emphatically told me, say, Dr. Damina, I don't believe in your tithing teaching, no. But let me be honest with you, I have never been faithful in my church. After all, my pastor doesn't know my income. I just remove the one I can give because my tithes are heavy. So I just cut some because the money will be too much if I give it to our church. So I just cut a little and give it. And they're happy because it's consistent. But I know that I'm not faithful. I'm just being honest with you. I say, keep being a hypocrite. Keep being a hypocrite. Since you don't like my teaching, keep pretending for your pastor. You cannot hide it from God.
Wait, Paul Scatler, what are you talking about? I stopped watching your streams because of the constant audio issues, hiccups in your voice and mic when you react to videos. Too annoying. Is it still happening? Is it still happening, people? Is it still happening? I've got a new mic now. Engineers came out to look at the internet. I am so sorry. Oh, Paul Scatler, you of all people, I'm so sorry. No, don't do that to me. Don't abandon me. Wait, since I've been speaking, have you guys any issues at all? Hey, Robert X, good to see you. Oh, and I am so sorry about that. Any issues? Oh my goodness, that's heartbreaking. Are there any issues? 10:30. What's happening at 10:30? Seriously, so let me know so we know. So far, so good. Paul Scatler. Okay, how about listen in, Paul Scatler, and let me know if you notice a difference. New mic, new, I've got a new, what you call it, Ethernet cable. Engineer came out, and yes, there was an issue. There was a problem. And please do not tell my sons, do not tell my two boys, because when the engineer came out, both of them were not home, right? And the man told me what the problem was, and guess whose fault it was? Of course, me. But I didn't say anything to them. I just said, "Oh, the engineer came out and he sorted the problem out." So, right, okay. So, but please do let me know if you hear any what you call it now. And I am so sorry. I hate bad audio. Oh, I hate bad audio. Mm. So please let me know if yeah, I'm so sorry, but never mind. You see, we get better at these things. We get better. So anyway, let's continue. Oh, you know what? Let me get myself off the screen so all you hear is my voice. At least then you don't get to see this ugly face. All right, let's see here. Where are we? Okay, yeah. Okay, please let me know how you get on, okay? Okay. No, for those of you saying I hear you loud and clear, I do recognize I had a problem with my audio. Yes, I've changed the mic, I've sorted things out. So fingers crossed, we and there's still something else I need to do. I haven't figured it out. There's something else. By the time I sort that, should hopefully get better sounding audio. So it will hopefully sound better than this one. It just needs a few technical bits here and there, which of course I'm not. You guys haven't got a clue how far I have come. You haven't got a clue how far I have come. A middle-aged woman trying to sort out technical you wouldn't understand, but never mind, we're there. Okay, let's continue with these scamming African pastors, these people that want people to bring all their money to them.
Let people be free so they can serve God without guilt. Let people.
He said, let people be free so they can serve God. Did you all take note of what he just said? Let people be free so they can serve God. When you are serving, you are a servant. You are a servant. And God is your master. This God you've never seen before. So tell me, Abel Damina, how are these people supposed to be serving God? How are they supposed to serve God? Exactly. How? This non-existent entity that nobody has seen. How are they supposed to serve it? Oh, by bringing their money. I see. Let's not put restrictions on people. Let's just give them the message and just tell them serve God. And one of the ways to serve God, of course, is by bringing your money to the God. They don't know the God's bank account. They don't know. Nobody knows where this money goes, but just serve God with your money. If you're serving God, you are a servant. You're a modern day slave. If you are serving God, you are a modern day slave.
Teach them the love of God. Show them Christ. Reveal Christ to them. Let them know Christ. Leave them and Christ in relationship. Then you will see mad giving.
Giving.
Let the man know Christ. He will give everything. That's what happened in the book of Acts.
Let the man know Christ. He will give anything. Whoa. So this man has stopped preaching tithing. He's telling the people not to pay tithe, but teach them Christ and they will bring everything. Can you all hear this? You're up early, Phil. What time is it right now? What time is it now? Did you guys hear him? Teach them Christ and they will bring everything. Hey, this is why this Jesus religion is deadly. This Jesus religion, you tell people somebody died for you because he loved you. Now bring him your money. Man, no wonder. 5:33 a.m. No wonder a lot of con artists, they hide behind religion. They hide behind religion. No wonder. Teach them Christ and they bring everything. Ooh.
Giving radically. No apostle took tithe. No apostle received tithe. Jesus never received tithe. No apostle paid tithe. No apostle. None of them. And the church is built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets. Jesus himself, the cornerstone. That means what the apostles never did and what Jesus never did, we are not supposed to do. But they gave generously. Brother Paul said, you gave once and again. People were giving radically. Look at the church in Macedonia. In their deep poverty, yet the liberality of their generosity abounded. Paul said, not as we hoped, but this they did. They gave themselves to God, and to us they gave and gave everything. In the depth of poverty, people are radically giving. Why? They're in love with Christ. There's no prosperity preacher that can get people in deep poverty to give like that. It only takes a lot of.
Wait, Melman, what are you saying? I like seeing you on screen as well with only this corner full screen. Okay. You got me with that one. All right. Okay, it's me. You're not in a church sermon. I'm not trying to do that to you, but that was funny. Mel May doesn't want to go back to church. Mel May is tired of these clowns. Mel May says, no, don't leave us with these people. Rescue us, please. Rescue us. Oh man, that is funny. Oh man. Okay. He's using axe, yes. That's one of the most horrible stories in the Bible. This whole Ananias and Sapphira, the time of the first church, the so-called first church. After Jesus is gone, then these people are scrambling, wondering what they should do. That's when they're trying to form the thing they called church. Jesus just left them behind to their own devices. And these people were just, delegating, you do this and you do that. And that's when, so the so-called church during that time was just people's ideas. Peter and, his friends, they were the ones doing the so-called church thing. So, no, they always like to go back to that first church as though they are entitled to the not that I regard any of those people highly. Peter and all those people, they were just misguided, that then went on to misguide others, right? But yeah, he is using that. He is. And you know what? For you, Mel May, how about we do this? Right? Is this better? This might be better. Okay. Mel May says no. We are not going to church. No, we're not doing that. All right.
God in the hearts of men. Friends, I can tell you the truth of the matter. When people come face to face with Jesus, money loses value. And until you reveal Jesus to people, you can't take their money. Even if you take it, you can't go free with it, because they will chase you. They will chase you. You promised us 7 things that will follow that offering. I have not seen one. I'm still waiting. It becomes a legalistic relationship. And God wants it to be free, a free relationship. We are not asked to look unto Moses. We are asked to look unto Jesus. He's the substance. I've never seen where people see Jesus and money remains a factor. Never. Look at the woman at the well. Jesus said, woman, give me water to drink. She said, what do we have in common? What do we have in common? Samaritans and Jews have nothing in common. Jesus said,
okay, why is the laughing? Why is the laughing going on in the video? My goodness.
If only you knew the gift of God. If only you knew who was talking to you. That water would lose value. If only you knew the gift of God and who it is that is asking you water, you will have given me your water and I will give you living water. You never just again. Then she looked at Jesus and said, are you greater than our father Abraham that came out the world? Jesus said, okay, let me help you understand who he's talking to. You are 4 husbands. The 5th one you're hanging out with now is not even enough. She stood up and said, no one could have told me this, only the Messiah. She gave him the well. She gave him the bucket. She gave him the water. she ran to the city. She brought the entire city and gave to him. When you see Jesus, money loses value. Look at Jesus on the house.
Bottom line is, nobody can see Jesus today because Jesus is dead and gone. Right? The Jesus this your people talk about. I don't believe in the existence of Jesus. I don't. I think that guy never existed. My opinion. And I can back that up. Now, he's reading a story about Jesus having an encounter with this woman. Jesus wants this woman to do something for him. And she's like, "Who are you?" And Jesus is saying, but if only you knew who's talking to you, you would do this and you would do that. And then he goes on to tell her stuff about herself, just to try and convince her to do whatever he wants. And as soon as he tells her these secret things about herself, immediately he says she gives him everything, her water, her, everything she gives. This is con man speak. They're trying to make you think once you have Jesus, everything that you have belongs to that Jesus guy. If Jesus never existed, if Jesus is nothing but a fictional character, every monies that you have given in the name of Jesus, unfortunately, you were conned into giving. You were deceived into giving to that Jesus. Because the existence of Jesus, look, it's one of two things. He either existed or he didn't exist. Right? Jesus either existed or he never existed. Sometimes they put the sound to try and take away from the copyright, right? These people can copyright. So where I got the video from, I think they've put all these little bits of music, bits of things in there just to try and dodge the copyright thing. You know what YouTube is like. So we know that virgins do not get pregnant by ghosts. Ghosts do not impregnate young ladies. So if a virgin can't be impregnated by a ghost, there was no Mary giving birth to a Jesus. They talk about historical Jesus. I'm not a mythicist. I'm not a mythicist. I can never say that word. Mythicist. We're not doing it. Mythicist. Right. We're not doing that. Okay. Belief in Jesus is dangerous. Believing in Jesus.
Jerusalem. He's riding on
I can't
and the
stand
people
this
in the city
last
saw Jesus on the donkey. What was the natural response? They started removing their gold, their silver, their jewelry, and they were putting it on the ground for Jesus to ride upon. What about Zacchaeus? I can go on and on for the rest of this week. What about Zacchaeus? Zacchaeus is on a tree, looking for how to see Jesus. Looking for how to see Jesus. Jesus comes to the tree. Zacchaeus, come down. Today, salvation is coming to your house. A sinner, a tax collector, that is how God functions. He gives to the sinner the gift of righteousness. He justifieth the ungodly. Salvation is come to your house. And the guy came down, short man. Jesus followed him. They went home, no condition.
Okay, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the laughter in the back. Let's see if we can. Okay, so this man preached this, right? He's taking away from tithing. He's trying to say, y'all don't preach tithe anymore. Teach them to love Jesus. When you teach them to love Jesus, in fact, they will bring everything. Somebody decided to respond to this message. A lot of them responded. Pastors are not happy with this man right now. Pastors are even cursing death, wishing death on him. I still think he is a con man. But the preachers, their money is being touched. So this was someone's response.
Shall be taken away.
This gospel what they preach. This gospel what they preach. Now one useless man, what they call a bedamina. Omanari respect the beat.
I will
If
translate.
Pastor
Don't you worry.
Bedamina does not respect himself, we insult him. Nobody is telling him not to preach the heresies he's preaching, but he should stop calling Father's name.
This is a man preaching on his the church. You know what they call church pulpit, or what do you all call? What do you people call the thing where preachers stand on? We used to call it pulpit. Some used to call it altars. What do you call that? The altar, the pulpit. This is a preacher in his office talking to people about the other preacher that we were just looking at just now. He's going to go on to say some very, very disturbing things. Well, this is the state of Christianity. This is the state of religion right now. The infighting between them, cursing each other. When are folks going to realize that this right here, this is proof that this religion is fake? The Jesus religion is fake. There is no Jesus. There's no any of these characters. The same way you have a belief in Jesus, I don't have a belief in Jesus. The same way you believe that those events in the Bible happened, I do not believe any of it happened. None of it. None. Hello. I've got somebody here with me.
Hi, S. I just here to get surprise.
I heard it. I heard the ding. I heard it. I heard it. I knew you were there. You couldn't surprise me like that. You can't do that to me, though. How are you, though?
I doing good. I doing good. I was very tired yesterday, so I went in bed early. Yeah, and Chichi told me we only got home late because we were working on turntables. So
Okay.
yeah.
So are you going to join in, or
Yeah, I can join in if you want.
or it was just a quick? It was just.
Yeah, I was going to surprise. I can join in if you think, because I have nothing to do.
That's all right. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm using my phone.
We can hear you. That's all that matters.
Yeah, this is really great.
It is, right, Phil? And
Yeah.
You need to connect your face. It says your Facebook is off.
Yeah, I know. I have to do that on the computer because otherwise otherwise I gotta put in my login and so on here. But if I do it on computer, it will go straight in. Yeah.
Okay. So you think you call it a pulpit, yeah? So I'm right when I call it a pulpit. It's a pool. Pool pit. It pulls you into the pit. I love that. A pool pit. They pull you into the pit of doom, into the pit of bankruptcy, into the pit of what do you call when they take your brain completely off you, they remove your thinking faculties. Indeed, it is a pulpit. What a pit though.
Yeah, they remove your prefrontal cortex.
Oh, it's a pit. Okay, let's see. Where's the video? What have you done to the video, Phil? Phil, what have you done to the video? Huh? What did he do to the video? There we go. That's it right there. Okay.
You don't talk to Adeboye. You don't talk to Oyedipo. You don't talk to Pastor Chris. The day we God go punish her, you talk to Apostle Justice Suleiman. Just the grace and your grace, they near those pastor with the grace and you. The day when you go grace, your madness, your madness, you go talk, you go throw mat. Give Apostle Suleiman. Your career on social media is finished. I will make sure I come after you by fire, by everything. But this is Bible where you don't believe again, so now we'll deal with you, idiots.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. I never thought I would see the day when a preacher stands on his pulpit and says things like this. So he's saying to the Abel Damina, the one in the middle, right? He's saying to him, and just so you know, that's the one speaking, the one with the beard, right? Of these three men. He's saying to him, you've gone on to attack Adeboye or Yedeko, the big guys, the big Christian leaders in Nigeria, right? The fathers, they call them fathers. You've attacked the fathers. That's fine. Go ahead and do that. But if you attack my own pastor, my own mentor, my own guy, you touch my guy, I will personally come for you. You idiot. These are preachers, people. These are the pastors. This is the Jesus religion. This is where we are at. Phil, you there?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them are just plain hypocrites, and they promote if a person attacks one the other, even though they're all in the same boat, then the other one wants to call them out for calling out the other person. It's just a whole cesspit. I wouldn't just call it a pulpit. I would call it a cesspit. Crazy.
It is a cesspit. My goodness. Oh, I didn't think I would see
you
the
don't
day.
do people money finish, they build church. Now you say now fake. Return their money for them. Stop disturbing internet. You carry this one preaching, you go killer. You bring one killer. They bring all your pastor fathers in the land. Where senior you they bring the comment. They mess up for your preaching. Idiot. Try and reach where Suleiman. Then you will know some of your pastors they call their name. Suleiman not do anything, but what did I go do you? You will know why they call me the lion killer idiot. There is power. Someone should not deceive you.
What the hell? What is this? He's saying my guy, the bald, the one on the side there, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, cult leader. That's a cult leader right there. Apostle Johnson Suleiman is his cult leader. That he might not do anything to you, but I would personally attack you myself. Idiot. Phil, did you ever think you would ever see something like this from a Jesus spokesman?
No, I never. It's a sense being. I mean, I've seen actually here. You start to see some of this nonsense going on. That's going on over there, because a lot of them actually are looking to come to Barbados and do this sort of thing, because there is actually, I saw a flyer on a wall on a large poster of some African preacher. What is his name? Dunga.
Can you
preaching here.
Can you take a picture, screenshot, something?
Yeah, when I on the bus, I will take a picture, a photo. Yeah, because it's on. When I was on the bus, I saw it along the way on my way down to town from school, and they still have it up. And then I saw one in the town area also, but I think that one was taken down. But all of them are African preachers. So they're looking to come make inroads here into Barbados now to scam people.
Phil, you know how I feel about these African preachers coming over there. I mean, we talked about this here on this on my page, going back 2 years ago now.
Yes. And unfortunately, or well, it's because Barbados and Caribbean are trying to make greater links with a lot of the African mainland countries, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. So we're going to find that even more of those preachers are going to end up here in the Caribbean because of the link. You're trying to even get direct flights to the mainland.
Okay. Oh,
So you're
really?
going to find a lot of them is going to see here as being lucrative
Mm.
because here the even though we have poor people, they are not as poor. They're more. We have a larger middle class society,
Mm-hmm.
and people here are not as poor as persons in Nigeria.
In Africa, yes.
So they will see this as a lucrative area to be scamming. And there are a lot of Christians, young Christians, and Christians that fall for these jokers.
They are jokers, every single one of them, bar none, bar none. And let's it's nearly finished, so let's. Oh my goodness, this is terrible.
Power day. As government get power, now so God get power. Talk to Yediko. Talk to Pastor Ateboye. You talk to Chris Oyakilome. Maybe you're making the Chris. Pastor Chris can buy your full generation. You'll pay your next your 18th generation to be back. Talk to Benny. Benny na your mates.
Benny Hinn.
Did he just say Toto? He just said Toto?
No, he didn't say Toto. I don't think so.
Oh,
No. Wait, hold on.
I thought you said Toto babies.
Your 18th generation to be back.
No, he didn't. I don't think he said.
Talk to Benny. Benny na your mates.
No, talk to.
Talk to. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, not Toto.
Benny he was worshiping God. He left ground.
Look at this moron. Did you hear him just now? He's saying to Abel Damina, how dare you talk about Benny Hinn, right? That Benny Hinn was praying and he levitated off the ground. And you dared to speak about Benny Hinn. Can you hear this, Phil?
What?
Is there any evidence?
So Benny Hinn levitating.
Levitating. Let's see. Huh? Is there any?
But did he levitate? I don't know about that. That is the first time I hear about Benny Hinn levitating. So what's he talking about? I will have to do a search online to see if there's anything about Benny Hinn levitating. But he didn't levitate. If anything, remember there was it was a Nigerian pastor who during Easter did this thing where he got attached to these these cables and went over the congregation, was pulled above the congregation while preaching. Is that the sort of levitation he's talking about?
There's a video here. Pastor Chris levitated 1 foot in the air, but this is Benny Hinn standing right next to him. So I don't know what they mean by levitation.
He was taken up. Jesus Christ. Pastor Benny, this portion of the Bible, I found out has not been emphasized enough around the world. We talk a lot about the resurrection of Jesus because it is so important. Because if you don't believe in the resurrection, you're not a Christian.
Hey, dude.
To become a Christian, you must believe
I will always translate.
that God raised Jesus
as far
from
as
the
I
dead.
know, I will translate.
You must. If you doubt his resurrection, you're not a Christian.
Oh, this Pastor Chris, he's one of the evil ones. He's also a cult leader. It's just
Wow.
how many can one talk about? I've got family members in his church. It is definitely a cult. He was shut down by the UK government. The guy's conspiracy theories are wild, but dangerous. He said within 7 years, Jesus is coming. Within 7 years. So this one here, I don't know. He's just on a different level.
And the 7 years is up yet?
Not yet. This was about I think about a year or two ago. Yeah, he
Oh,
had dates and all. He had all his whiteboard, and he's got. Yeah, I just could not understand it, to be honest with you.
yeah. But as a lot of these persons, you hear a lot of these people kind of prophesying and claiming, "Oh, Jesus will return," and saying, and when it comes, then they just quietly go off, and then they come back, and people tend to forget. A lot of Christians tend to forget how these guys made these so-called prophecies, and they did not come true. And their
Mm-hmm.
own Bible condemns such prophets.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Say
I
that
mean,
it doesn't come true, don't listen to them, and they are actually supposed to honor live them or
yeah,
something like that.
it's a punishment for a fake prophet, according to their books. Eh?
Yeah,
You're supposed to have them killed.
yeah.
Killed. Just take them out.
And but the thing is, the funny thing is that Ezekiel made false prophecies and he didn't get on alive.
Ezekiel made false promises when?
False prophecy about Tyre,
Sorry,
and
sorry,
then
not
came
promises.
back and admit that it didn't happen in
When?
Ezekiel.
Find me the verse, please. I want to see.
I gotta go find the
Made false
verses.
promises.
Like in Ezekiel 26, and then later on in Ezekiel, then it did not happen. It didn't happen the way that it happened, and he did admit
Mm.
that it didn't happen. But he should have been on a life base according to the law,
Mm.
the Old Testament law, as a false prophet, but he still claimed as a prophet of God. So therein lies a contradiction.
Oh, listen,
Uh,
contradiction galore in that Bible.
Contradiction that, yeah, and
Mm-mm.
hence all of these guys always contradict each other, always contradict. They always give
Of
these
course.
false claims and delude people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And this Benny Hinn in UK or in Africa?
I don't know where this is taking place at, because Benny Hinn has a close relationship with Chris. So Chris Oyakilome and Benny Hinn, they're buddies. So they always together time to time. They always, you know. Oh, Ezekiel 26 verse 14. Okay, thank you, GM Nightmare. And I see Gestry Lord of Fools says, do they worship Christ Chris Angel too? Chris Angel? He has a levitation trick. Who's Chris Angel? Chris Angel. Chris Angel. Who is Chris Angel? I don't know who Chris
Probably
Angel is.
probably another
Ezekiel
scammer.
26. Maybe Ezekiel. Ezekiel. Let's see. Ezekiel 26:14. 26:14. What does it say? Okay. Phil, is it this one? I will make you a bare rock, and you will become a place to spread fish nets. You will never be rebuilt, for I, the Lord, have
Yes.
spoken, declares the sovereign Lord.
Yeah, he was talking about Tyre.
Okay,
That
so this,
that Babylon will have that Nebuchadnezzar will have made that happen, and it never
yeah,
happened.
this here says, uh, Ezekiel 26:1-14, a proof text for inerrancy of Old Testament. Right? You see it?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it never happened.
It never happened.
No, it did
Ah,
not happen. It's a false prophecy.
it just see
Hmm.
a false prophecy, because it says, wait, let's see. It's Ezekiel 26:14 is supposed to be, it says that Tyre will never be rebuilt. Ezekiel 26 is a prophecy against the ancient Phoenician city states and commercial center because of because of Tyre's pride and exploitation of God's people, Israel. The judgment was ensured. Writing between 593 and 6. Let's see.
Nebuchadnezzar never conquered Tyre. It was based on Nebuchadnezzar coming to Babylon to make it thing. It never did. And even I think later on Alexander the Great tried taking it over too, and I think they were trying to build a causeway across to it. And I think is that the time when it got, but it never became what Ezekiel prophesied.
Prophesied, huh? So Ezekiel was a false prophet. Of course, he was a
Yeah,
false prophet. They were
false
all
prophet, and he did admit later on of it not coming true. Is oh gosh, a guide to the oh my goodness, the one by Josh Boyne, Dr. Josh.
Yes.
Those two books he mentioned talked about that, the failed prophecy of Ezekiel. So even they had a failed prophet in the Bible, but he never got on alive, even though false prophets were supposed to be on alive. Right, see, look, he predicted Ezekiel 26, 1 to 14. 26 verse 1 for the predicted Nebuchadnezzar will capture Tyre and get rich from it. It never happened. Ezekiel 29, 17 to 20 is an apology by the prophet for being wrong.
What number?
Look, it's right there. Look, Ezekiel 29, 17 to 20.
Wait, where is it?
It's there on the screen. Look,
I can't see it.
Liberals are virtually unanimous on the following interpretation. Yeah.
Right. Ezekiel 26, 1 to 14 predicts that.
Yeah, that's where he predicted.
Would capture Tyre and get rich from it. Right?
Yeah.
Ezekiel 29, 17 to 20 is an
20
apology.
is an apology by the prophet for being wrong. And then said Nebuchadnezzar is offered the land of Egypt as a consolidation price for this disappointing false prophecy. Ezekiel was, they say, not in the slightest bit bothered by being wrong. Yeah, he was not bothered by being wrong. It's true.
For real.
For real. And I don't think Nebuchadnezzar even affected or took over the land of Egypt. Babylon never got to the land of Egypt to take over, I don't think, the land of Egypt. So that's another fault.
My
see, like the map up there before 332 BC by Alexander the Great.
Okay, should I take it down?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
So most liberals are forced to accept the dating given to these passages in the book of Ezekiel. If they do not, they lose their golden textual sequence for refuting verbal inspiration. So both Ezekiel 26, 1 to 14, and Ezekiel 29, 17 to 20 would have to come from Ezekiel's time. No later forger using Ezekiel's name to enhance his religious agenda would attribute a false prophecy to him. I mean, wow. Phil, where did you go? Hey, the freak, good to see you.
Yeah,
Phil,
so
where did you go, Phil?
I by accident hit back on my browser. But yeah, you see, this is the thing, right? So even in the Bible, you had false prophets.
Ezekiel was a false prophet.
He was a false prophet.
Ezekiel was a false prophet. Ish. Oh,
wow! And he didn't get stoned. So God is a special pleader. God has got his quote unquote favorites, and it's very inconsistent.
But Phil, going by what we know now, right? This God, there is no existence. There's no evidence for the existence of this thing they call God. So now we can look at the claims of the likes of Ezekiel, Isaiah, all these people that claim they were hearing from God. And these guys were cuckoo up here. These people were mental.
Yeah.
Look at that one. They called what's his name? Abraham. Took his
son.
Was sacrifices. Hey.
Yeah.
goodness.
And people basing their things off of these guys, because today, if these guys made all these claims today, they will have been let's say they started today in this day and age, they will have been had evaluation, and I suspect even evaluated for schizophrenia and those, for hearing
Schizophrenia,
voices,
bipolar, maybe.
bipolar. But these guys are excused, and this is the problem, because it even happens in the church, as you will see with a lot of these guys. These guys we looking at, they come and say, oh, God said, oh, you have to pay this, and God said if you do such and such, he's going to give us this thing. Benny Hinn said God told him to collect money to build a school. He collected money, no school and built. They're a bunch of hypocrites, a bunch of false prophets. And within the Bible, they have their perfect example, Ezekiel.
Bunch of thieves. And you know something? And this is where, what we do here, very, very important. Excuse me, calling out these people, calling them out. A lot of us were impacted by these beliefs, by these men, these clowns here. They all built churches, they all made wealth, selling us an invincible product, right? If we could go back and take back all the monies that we gave to church, I mean, I would, that money would be beneficial to me. I'll be able to make good use with that money. But that money is gone. It
Yeah,
would never come back again. It's inside someone's church building right now, right? It's in the structure. Come on.
and these guys are building big mega structures in a poor country like Nigeria, rather than putting the money into
Let me show you.
industry and helping provide industries and work for people. They're putting it into big mega churches, mega structures like that one, the Ark, that they call the Ark, that big structure, a vase
Look at
of
this.
money. It is sad. It
Phil,
is.
look at this. Look at this here. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria has many large church auditoriums, including ones that are among the largest in the world. In Nigeria. This is why, listen, folks, you see why Christianity in Africa really needs zeroing in on, because
Yeah,
think about it, right? Over 50% of the population in Nigeria lives below the poverty line. They are living below the poverty line. I think it's just $2 or something like that, right? $2 per day, right? And we have structures that are worth billions of naira being built in that same country where there are all these people living below the poverty line. Somebody has to make this thing make sense. Something has to give. Someone has to say, no, come on, what are we doing here? How are we building churches to house people? If the same poor people that are living below the poverty line are told that they still need to give to God. Oh man. Mm, mm, mm. Greek, Ezekiel was a priest, prophet. Also, Ezekiel 37 is basically the Holocaust and the regathering of Israel back in Israel. There's a lot I'm starting. This whole war with Israel is really opening up a lot of things for me. It's really, yeah, I've been very ignorant. Very ignorant. I've been very ignorant. Just reading the things, just read the Bible on face value. Some people don't just read, they think that it is about them. It is about, you know, ish. Okay,
they're
Sophia,
raping, they're raping the poor people
you
and
can
and the
Phil,
vulnerable.
Phil, this is YouTube. You can say raping over here.
Huh? Oh
You can
yeah.
say you're on YouTube.
Are you
You
ready?
you're still using the lingo over there.
I mean, TikTok. Oh wow. No, but these guys, no, they are just. It is sad that people are falling for these persons and listening. I can remember Roy Roberts when he said he was going to. He claimed that God told him that if he doesn't receive so many millions of dollars by a certain time, that God was going to take his life, right? And people gave him the money, even poor people, their last cent. These guys are major cons, major cons. And it's sad that people fall for this sort of thing because this is the problem with faith. When people lack critical thinking, when people do not employ critical thinking, that is why we push for critical thinking, why we question these things, because faith causes people to do harmful things, to harm themselves, harm their family, and do not value people's consent. Faith is a dangerous method of determining whether or not something is true, which it cannot. And so people are very gullible. It creates this deep gullibility.
Sorry, Isaiah 14:31. You say we should look at, yeah? Oh no, but before we do that, before we go to see, guys, look at these churches, right? Look at this. So Nigeria has this really large, and when I say large, I mean large. In the UK, right? So I'm a Nigerian living in the UK. Well, Nigerian, half Nigerian, but churches in the UK are closing. They're shutting down. They're no longer, and when you go and see churches are becoming smaller and smaller. But in Nigeria and Africa as a whole, churches are getting bigger and bigger. Right? Salvation Ministry has it's in Port Harcourt, River State in Nigeria. This cathedral has a capacity to seat 120,000. Guys, I want you all just stop for a minute, just appreciate that 120,000 humans can sit in one building in one go. Come on. How? This is what the belief, the Jesus religion has done to that country. Those people have come together and contributed so that 120,000 people can sit together and begin to bullshit. Hey.
And in a country, in a country that is below the poverty line, one of the major countries below the poverty line, and not even the United States has such big auditoriums, and they're
Phil, the frustrating part is that these people who are living below the poverty line are the same people who are going to be housed in that same place.
Yeah.
The same people who are going to leave their homes and come to church. You know, think about this, right? On a Sunday, we've got 120,000 people. Okay, let's just give or take. Let's say 20,000 people decided not to come to church that day. So we have 100,000. By the time the first person comes into church and the last person comes in, at least to find a seat, right? For you to get a place to go and sit down, how would you get to your sitting position, the place where that is assigned for you to sit? It could take you almost 3 hours just to find a place to go sit. That means your entire day, if we're doing 120,000, your entire day is church. You're not doing anything else. Huh?
Yeah. That's like when people go to football match, a major football match, and these stadiums. I don't know how the stadiums over there, how much they seat.
Wait, what's the largest stadium? How big? Wait, how big is the largest stadium? I'm curious. How many people can the largest? Oh, wow. So Rongrado first of May. It says in North Korea is considered Rongrado First of May Stadium in Pyongyang. Pyongyang, North Korea is considered the world's largest stadium by capacity, with a seating capacity of 150,000. It was
Wow.
built to support North
Mhm.
Korea's bid to host the 1988 Summer Olympics. It has been known to hold up to 190,000 people. After being converted into an all-seater stadium in 2014, its size was slightly reduced. Hang on a second. So the largest stadium in the world, 150,000 seater. In Nigeria, we have a church that holds 120,000 people. Guys, the Jesus religion in Nigeria, I am sorry. I'm sorry for the lovers of Jesus, the people who call themselves Christian. I am very sorry, but y'all have a problem on your hands. There's something wrong with that idea that your Jesus wants 120,000 people sat there to listen to one person who he is speaking through. If your Jesus cannot speak to all these 100,000 people without them leaving their homes, your Jesus is useless. Your Jesus is useless. You're being used. I mean, come on now. When are people going to start saying what needs to be said? When are people going to say it? Hey, 100. Honestly, things like this just make me very upset. Phil, I'm sorry. I'm just very upset.
Yes, it does. And it really peeves me, gets me really peeved. And then when we have people come in, remember on TikTok when that guy came up to defend, it was a W, somebody from his church, and the way he got on.
Mm-hmm.
And then they will defend these people. But these people are raping people literally out of their pockets, taking their money, the last cent, and then they will come up and defend them.
Phil, we are not going to talk about the abuse that goes on when you gather 120,000 people. You know what then takes place, the kind of abuse of power, abuse of sexual abuse of children that goes unreported.
Yeah, and especially in those in places where you have serious poverty like that, serious abuse occurs and is not reported because there's no agency really to report to.
Absolutely. I remember when I was in church, there was a church just before I was still young. I think I was about 19, 20. So our pastor had to relocate, and his brother was also a pastor. So what they decided to do is, since the younger brother is relocating, the older brother would take over the younger brother's church. So we, in the younger brother's church, we would go to older brother's church. We will merge, right? They will bring the van to come and pick us up on a Sunday. We'll go over to this other church just to try and, foster a relationship between both churches. Now that he was a bishop, would take over. Now, when we started, it was fun, right? Getting to meet these new people from the other church. And it was fun at first, meeting, new faces. It was beautiful, I think. And I started hearing rumors. Let's take this off here. Oh, actually, the freak wants us to read. The freak, what was it you wanted us to read? You said to read. Let's see here. What was it? The freak wanted us to read. The freak. Can you look at Isaiah 14:31? Okay, Isaiah 14:31. Let's see. Isaiah 14:31. Isaiah 14:31. Okay. So can you all see it? Can you see it? Okay. Here. So Isaiah 14:31 says in the New International Version NIV of the Bible says, "Wail, you gates! How, you city! Melt away, all you Philistines! A cloud of smoke comes from the north, and there is not a straggler in its ranks." Okay. According to the Bible reference, this prophecy was written around 715 BC, the year uh, the year Judah's king Ahaz died. It may have been intended to convey to Judah that the Lord had power over all nations and that they should not rely on alliances with other nations for protection. The prophecy may have been fulfilled 4 years later when Sargon II besieged the Philistine city of Ashdod, and the Lord declared that he would use famine to destroy the Philistines. Okay. The freak. I'm not sure. Was this like supposed to be like a failed prophecy? Let's see what else other people are saying. What is the meaning of Isaiah 14? It means that the kingdom of Philistia would disappear or be destroyed. It probably conveys the idea of its fainting or becoming feeble from fear of apprehension. From the north, a smoke. From the regions of Judah. Okay, I think they're trying to give excuses here. Because if it's saying that it's good, Philistia would disappear or be destroyed. Right. So Philistia
And was Philistia actually destroyed? I
destroyed,
don't
was it?
think so. The
Okay, hold on.
Philistines,
Let's do
the
something.
Philistines were not. The Philistines were considered very likely, for archaeology, the sea people.
Pause.
The people from came across from the sea. You'll probably have to Google were were the Philistines completely destroyed, or
Right.
Philistia completely destroyed.
Okay. It says here Isaiah's prophecy of the destruction of Babylon is a failed prophecy. Isaiah, writing around 700 BC, prophesied the fall of Babylon in a poem found in Isaiah 13:1 to 14:27. Writing the prophecy and the history of Babylon, I believe the prophecy to have failed magnificently. I believe it to have failed magnificently. I'm looking for debaters to tell me how I am wrong and how Isaiah's prophecy was not false. What did Isaiah predict? Oh, this is interesting. This is beautiful, people. Oh, you're claiming that it is current reality. Right. The freak, is this what you're saying? Current reality for who? Who are you talking about? Right. When that is talking about the destruction of the whole of Babylon. So who are we talking about? What do you mean? They would utterly annihilate the population. Who are you talking about? Is this are you talking about the Palestine thing? I don't know. Anyway, I'm waiting for your response. In the meantime, let's get this out of here. Right. Hmm. Oh, the geopolitical state in Israel. Oh, okay, okay. So far so good, folks. How has my sound been today? Has the sound been good, or I need to be sure that everything's working okay? Phil, what say you?
They like on a small kid, I just heard a little crackling, but for the most part, the song has been good.
No, maybe
So it might be my internet. I don't know. That's why you need the others to say whether or not the whether the sound has been okay, good. All
the
right,
freak. It
sweet.
has been a
It is
while.
good. Yeah.
Okay, listen. What you've heard might have been me my hand, brushing on the microphone.
Okay, yeah.
Mm. Okay, so Paul Scadler, if you're still listening, we may have sorted it, and I honestly, sincerely apologize.
Yeah, it has
I love
some
seeing
clear.
postcard in my lives. It will break my heart if they're not there. Anyway, yeah, Paul, I've got Phil, I've got a new mic. I mean, look at check this
Oh,
beauty.
whoa, nice. It's what brand is it? It
It's the
says
same one. I asked Thinker what
uh-huh.
does she use, right?
Okay.
Thinker told me she uses a toner mic.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, because
toner.
it's very clear. Yeah.
So
Oh,
I it could even be clearer. It could be clearer. There is this other device thing
so
here, but I just
so it connects to who does she get connect to her phone? It has a
so this one is both USB and XLR. Is it XLR? Is called XLR? I think
XLR,
XLR and USB. So you
but
can
you
connect it to
connect
your
it
phone.
via the USB to the phone
You can connect it to your phone. Yes,
via the USB, right?
that is the connectors. I've got connectors here. So that's a small little connector that connects to your phone. So you
Right, and then
you
connect it to
connect
USB, right?
USB in here, and it
Yeah,
connects to your phone.
right.
Mm-hmm. So
Nice.
looks professional. Tell me about it. I mean,
Yeah, it is a
we are
professional.
upgrading.
It is
Hey,
professional,
purple,
Mike.
purple. Oh, sounds fine, except that Lord Toto is much
Yeah,
louder.
I am. Mine is much louder because I'm using my cell. I'm using my right now using
And
my cell phone. So it's not. I'm
Phil
not using my mic from like that.
Phil is right up in he's right there in his phone like this.
Unfortunately, my the mic for that I will use like for the stream yard, right? It is not. I can't use it for TikTok because it's not a USB connection. When I ordered, I thought it was USB. It was USB, and apparently
Mm,
they sent the other one with the 3.5. I was because I wanted a USB type.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh well, I think we'll see how we get on, and yeah, hopefully Paul Scatler will be able to yeah. This is fairly new. Sometimes I just worry that it might not necessarily work, but I think you might have cracked it at least eventually. I think we got there. Now just need to put out more content and yeah, see how we get on. Right, what are you people talking about in the chat? Let's see. The freak just between the sleep cycles for me, I need to get at least another 3 to 4 hours sleep to get through the day. Purple, I think I might join you in that one. I might join you. Robert X the freak, but Palestina isn't just a city. Is Israel just Jerusalem? See, this conversation, folks, this whole Israel, Palestine.
Yeah, but I think the priest was saying that the prophecy was referring to Palestine, but it's not Palestine. It was the Philistines. Those are two different terms, two different
Right.
terminologies. So
Philistines and
just because
Palestine.
it says Philistines,
Palestine.
it doesn't mean it's Palestine.
You're right, Phil. You're right there, Phil. And unfortunately, it's this. See, for me, the problem is these books. It's these books. These books, old, ancient, someone wrote stuff down. How are we trying to fit our modern day reality into these books? It just doesn't work. I've met all sorts of people calling themselves Israelites. Someone said the Fulanis are Israelites, the Nigerians are Israelites. Oh, it's the people from the Igbo.
Ethiopia.
They're the Israelites. Oh, it's the Ethiopians. Everyone wants to be an Israelite. Come on. My goodness. I've had someone say to me, you say to me that I'm an Israelite. And I said, no, I'm not. You are an Israelite. I'm like, no, I am not. That's your history. That is your no. Did you not see the Yoruba language? See the Yoruba language, they say Ekaro. Look at the language of the Hebrew. They say, can I not just not be Israelite? I don't hate the Israelite people. I honestly do not. I don't want to take away from what they've got there. I don't. Why would I want to? It's theirs to own. Why would I just let them own their shit? Own their shit. I mean, it's theirs. Hello.
Or
Is really? Are you?
as
Yes.
um I have seen, right. Remember deconstruction Justin? No, this
Yes.
just came to
Yes.
mind.
Yes.
Deconstruction Justin. He's able to stream both to TikTok and YouTube. The same time, he got something set up where it actually is clear. I don't
What is
know
it?
how he
Who's
got
Justin?
some deconstruction Justin.
What is he?
That's
Is something that
with
makes you?
Tan with
Yeah,
Tanji,
Tanji. Tanji. Yes.
right? Yeah, they're able to stream both
Mm.
at the same time. But somebody set up their YouTube such that it can do that. So I need to
Mm.
find out how that can be done.
Well, yeah,
Because I
find
know
out
you have
for us.
tried doing it, but it has not, the sound quality has not worked the best. But his, yeah, it comes through very clear.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So there
find
is
out
a way
for us
of
and
doing
let's
it.
see. Okay. Find out for us and we see how we get on. But yes, anyway, people, this was supposed to be a morning stream where we talk about this tithing, the African church, and just Christianity as a whole. And sometimes I ask myself, should I really focus on all these people that people don't know, or talk about the folks that people know? Example: one person I was watching yesterday, Candace Owens. Christ is King. Oh my goodness. Christ is King. She wants everyone, she wants the whole world to declare Christ is King. Not going to happen. On my watch, it's not going to happen. Because Christ is not King. King of where? King of what kingdom? Christ is King of which kingdom? What kingdom does he think he has? Anyway, never mind. So yes, we could she's a sellout, isn't she? She is. She is a sellout. Mm-hmm. She is a sellout. Phil, what are you doing for the rest of the day now?
I just relaxing for the most part. And I don't know if I might run a TikTok live later on. I
Okay.
might do a little TikTok live, seeing that I have not done that in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Can
this is my day for relaxing. I got to send off some timetables, email to some teachers. That's done quickly. Otherwise, more so relaxing after having a long period of yeah, we were working through the timetables and so on. But I have been getting a lot of help because they've trained some teachers and now the timetable program can be done online across,
oh,
so multiple
that's good.
persons can work on it, and that's what happened. So it take a lot of pressure off of me.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear
So
that.
I am just there for consultancy for the most part.
Hey. Okay.
So, and they're really learning well. And I've been doing tremendous.
That's good. That's
One my science teacher, she really learned it really good. So yeah,
oh.
we call her the
Okay. So now
sergeant major.
it's
Yeah.
Sergeant Major. Anyway, folks, people, thank you all so much. Please, on your way out, I haven't even said once to like the stream. Oh gosh, I just got into it and didn't even bother to. But please do like the stream, share the stream, right? Share. If you've got a community tab thing, you can share it on there and say, hey, just check out this stream. They're talking about African Christianity. Just go check this out. So please do me a favor and do share, because I find that maybe it was the audio, yeah, but the videos don't go anywhere. Nobody cares to watch. And yes, my numbers are growing, thankfully, but it's just, yeah, what it is, I don't know. It just, I've never been able to crack this um I've never been able to crack this YouTube algorithm. So when Lord Toto makes rum free for everyone, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
They're free,
I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Lord Toto, free rum.
Free rum.
Free rum? I will come. I will come for some free rum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They know the Barbados rum taste is really good. So
anyway, people, you look after yourselves, and I will catch you all. Might be back later on. Yeah, right, folks. Talk to you later. All right, Phil. Thanks for joining. Okay.
thank you,
Bye, everyone.